everyone, welcome to my video, and this week I'm going to be releasing a few videos just based off of this Zwift Insider Tiny Race series that I did over the weekend. I did not run this weekend because I was starting to get some shin splints, so I didn't want to do any running because I wanted to prevent that, but I did do these 3 of the Zwift Insider Tiny Race series races, and there are actually 4 races, but I only did 3 because I just didn't feel like doing the 4th one. My legs didn't really have it in me yet to do that 4th race, and I went extremely hard on the first 3. So over this week I'm going to be releasing, I think, 4 or 5 videos. So I'll have quite a few videos, maybe 1 every day, and that'll just be based off of this Zwift Insider Tiny Race series. I've got a review of the Coral Space 2 coming up and some more cool content. So this is, I believe, this is Volcano Flat Reverse for 3.4 miles, and it was supposed to end at the top of the dirt climb. So I was pretty excited, and I thought that I had a decent shot at taking a top 5 spot in this race because I am a lighter rider, so the hills do suit me, especially because it's an uphill sprint and it's on dirt. But I didn't quite get the timing right. And I'll show you guys what I did wrong, what I should have done better on that part. So here you can see that I am currently half a mile in. The race is going by pretty quick, and the group, even when they're just chilling, since it's a humongous group of around 80 riders, or 65 actually, it's not quite as big as the time zone earlier, but so since this was in the afternoon, it was a lot of Australian riders and American riders, so there weren't a whole lot of them. But it was a strong field nevertheless, and if you're wondering why my heart rate was so low, it's because I was using my Coral Space 2 to get heart rate because I didn't feel like wearing a heart rate strap, and it took quite a bit to wake up and sense the actual heart rate, but it started to work towards the end and for the next 2 races, so I was fine with that. And the first mile we completed in just over 2 minutes, so it was a very fast first mile. But you can see here that the race is already settling down. I'm in zone 3 to 4 rather than zone 5. So one big name to recognize is S. Atkinson. S. Atkinson is one of the top B riders. He has an extremely strong sprint and really high FTP because he is a very light rider. Anna Russell too. She is the co-host of The Wrap. She does that Zwift podcast weekly with Nathan Guerra. So that's a fun listen, and I listen to that podcast every week. So it's currently one of the only Zwift podcasts around right now. So it's great that there is a Zwift podcast. So 1.1 miles in, not much is happening right now, and I'm really just sitting in. Just ignore my heart rate for now because it says I'm doing 126 beats per minute, but I was actually doing a lot more than that. And right now I'm kind of just chilling. Not much is going to be happening until later on because everyone's kind of just chilling, waiting for the right time to make their move, because everyone knows that the main part of this route is just going to be the sprint finish, and everyone has steamrollers. So you're going to see some people deploy their steamrollers right here because they want to get a different power up, because I think some people were confused as to which power up they were actually supposed to get, and they thought, oh, maybe an aero boost would be better, but the only option is a steamroller, and there's no point in using a steamroller when you're in the volcano. Oh wait, that's my bad. There's only one banner, so just ignore that last part that I just said. But we are making our way to, there's a small incline here. I do surge in order to stay with these riders because there are quite a few riders in the front who surge, and I don't want to lose the contact of the front because after this part is a short descent, and getting dropped on a short descent, normally you can catch back up, but when there's a big group like the one that I am currently in right now, there's literally no shot at catching back up unless you are extremely strong, much stronger than the rest of the riders that you're racing against. So I made sure to stay around 4 watts per kilo, just trying to hang towards the front of the group. You can see that I am mainly in the middle. There's a lot of people around me, and I can't really get into the middle. I'm kind of just like on the back middle, rear middle. And right here when we hit the descent, I do surge a little bit just to get a little bit closer to the front of the group. Make sure I definitely don't lose contact. And right here, I look up at the screen. I didn't actually realize that the race was just short, and I saw that, okay, only 1.2 miles left, and it was going to be going extremely quick. There were 3 minutes left in the race at that point. So right now, this is when I got into the drops. I started actually, something funny that I do is I put my hands in front of the fan in order to cool my hands down and make them drier so that I have a better grip on the handlebars when I'm sprinting. It doesn't make a huge difference, but it does make a difference. So if you're looking for a way to make your hands not sweaty, just put them in front of the fan for a bit while you're just chilling. And that's what I was doing right now. I did surge a little bit because I started to lose contact with the group, and I didn't want to lose contact with the group before the finishing sprint. So I think around 0.6 miles out of the finish, that's when I put my hands back into the drops and get ready for that finishing sprint. So I go through a little a little strip of pavement, and then that's when we hit the dirt. And the dirt is very slow compared to gravel, and it's also an incline. You're going to see how badly I did this timing on this sprint, so you'll see that in just a moment. But right now, 0.7 miles left, and someone's saying, here we go. And that is definitely right. This is going to be, I know that at this moment I'm thinking this is going to be an extremely hard sprint, and it's probably going to be a decently long one too. So 0.6 miles. You can see on the mini map right there that I'm getting closer to the stand as we speak. I do a small surge right now because I want to be in the middle of the group once we hit that dirt. I don't want to be towards the back, because if I'm towards the back, it's very hard to move up in the group when you are sprinting. But I'm going to talk about what I really should have done in this final half mile. 0.4 miles left. Nobody's going yet. Normally you start to see some people go at this point, and there are one or two, but not as many as you would normally see. That is because it is gravel, and right now you can see everyone deploying their steamrollers. This is where I would not deploy. I would have waited 2 more seconds and then started it. I also would have waited for waited to start sprinting around 2 seconds later, because right here, right when I got to the front of the group, I didn't expect to be on the front for this long. And all of a sudden, I was in the front of the group. There's still 700 feet left, and there's nothing I can do about it at this point. And I start to lose contact with the draft, but I still hold on to these top 5 riders. I'm thinking, okay, I can get 5th place in this race. But then all the people who time their sprint pretty well, maybe around half a second late, but they all come flying by and completely pass me. I finished in 10th place, not the best result, but you're going to see me do a much better result in the next video. So head on over to that video if that video is out yet. It'll be out one day after this video, so stay tuned, enjoy that video, ride on, and see you all next time.